Okay, a little while ago I did an unboxing for the Zhiyun Molus X100 light. So it's a really little compact size of a cell phone. I would show you, but I guess the fact is I'm doing a second unboxing now, but kind of with a review of the Molus X100s. And the fact that I can't show you is indication that I sent them back. Great lights, phenomenal lights. I use them for a corporate interview. I use them for wedding receptions. I did some product lighting with them, played around with them a little bit. I did graduations, school concerts. Output power is fantastic, phenomenal. The form factor is incredible, just unbeatable lights. You cannot beat the X100s. However, and a big however, I bought them for compact mobility, portability, and I discovered at a wedding in the middle of nowhere that the batteries did not charge. I charged them the whole night, and I got there and they turned on for like 2 minutes and nothing, they're dead. So when I got home again, I thought, okay, well, this is weird, because I'm sure I did charge them. I plugged them in again and they were just dead. The lights didn't come on, the LED progress light didn't come on, nothing came on, just dead. So I Googled a bit and I discovered that I am not alone in my woes. This is quite a common issue with these the Zhiyun Molus X100 batteries. Yeah, please, before you buy a set, go and Google X100 or Molus X100 batteries and check out the Amazon reviews. Yeah, it's really a regular and a frequent issue with these batteries. So deal breaker, maybe not. If you're using it on power, then I guess you wouldn't need the batteries. Batteries not an issue. However, because of the form factor and the compactness of it, it's just so quick and easy to set up and take everywhere. I bought them for travel, for versatility, for just on the move kind of shooting. So the battery's kind of a game changer for me. One of the reviews on Amazon actually pointed out that the battery actually fried a couple of chargers that they used to charge the battery, because that's the problem with this thing. It's kind of an incomplete set. The Zhiyun Molus doesn't come with a battery charger. It comes with a C-type to C-type cable. Yeah, just a single cable, C-type to C-type. And you can plug it into the battery because the battery gets charged with a C-type cable. But the light also has the option to be powered by a C-type cable, which is fantastic, except for the fact that it just says a PD fast charger. And the PD fast charger isn't a PD fast charger, isn't a PD fast charger. Because these are 100 watt lights, you need at least a 100 watt PD fast charger to power the light. Because anything less than that, if it's a 30 watt, you're only going to get 30% capacity because it's a 100 watt light. So your maximum output will be 30 watts, which is... Anyways, that said, same applies to the battery. The battery can be used as a power bank as well as a power source to your light. However, it's only got one C-type port. C-type port? Yeah. I think got one of those, in and out. So my thinking, the fact that it's blown a few charges, it didn't happen to me, but it has been known to blow a charge that you use to charge the battery, and that it dies so quickly is probably because I think the onboard computer for the battery doesn't know whether it's charging or receiving. They should have really created it in and out, same as any other battery bank. I think that would have solved the problem with this battery. So the battery only lasted me 3-4 months. And from all the other complaints, I've seen variations from 3 to 6 months. Maximum is what this battery lasts. So that's a huge letdown. And with how common this issue is, my mind's blown that Zhiyun hasn't done a recall on these batteries and just reworked the entire battery. The concept is brilliant. Everything is phenomenal, unbeatable. There's nothing like it on the market. But the battery sucks. So now I say with the dilemma, I need a light with a similar form factor. I need something compact, easy to use, quick setup, and yeah, just quick to carry around. But where to find something similar? I guess at this point, price point wasn't an option. But I did find something that bailed me out by Neewer. So it is quite a compact little Okie. Neewer MS-150B. The B stands for bicolor. So it's similar kind of spec, 130 watts. The Zhiyun ones were 100 watts. This is a little bit more powerful. However, trade-off is it's not as compact as the Molus 100s. So just open this puppy up for the first time. I saw a lot of reviews regarding this Neewer lights, and Neewer as a brand, people say it's very highly underrated. It's a very budget light as far as entry point pricing goes, but they reckon it's underrated. For what you're paying, it's phenomenal. So I'm keen to check it out. Not to diss any other brands, but I bought one of the first Tamron 2470 lenses, and phenomenal lens, great value for money. But I always say, if you have more money, go for better value. So that's kind of the feel I'm sitting with the Neewer lights now. I'm hoping that I'm going to get to see the value for money. So far, some of the reviews I've seen, they do say it is incredible, and so I'm going for these lights. So one of the reasons I also went for these is the Bowens mount capacity, so you can mount softboxes onto them, change your modifiers and what have you. I have had a set of panel lights for several years, but they are a little budget. I think I pay about $1.50 per panel light. Kind of your normal panel lights. The batteries in the back do kind of make it a little bit back heavy, but these work great. I mean, they're really quite powerful. That's 100% output. It's only about a 24-watt light, but it's sufficient for what you need on camera. I've got 4 of these that are currently lighting me now, with 2 of them that side. It comes with a detachable handle also. Let me just turn off so you can actually see a detachable handle, a little screen mount. So these have been great. They've served me well. However, I just wanted something that I could modify. These ones, I mean, short of putting a sheet down the front of it to soften the light and everything, it's a panel light. I mean, you don't really get barn doors or soft boxes or anything like that to go with it. They can be used on mains also, which is fantastic, which is what I've got them up here as well. However, these NPF batteries also just slide in. There's not really a locking mechanism to keep them in place. So my biggest fear has always been that you tip it one way and the battery falls out. And so they're great for the price. I think I only paid like $1.50 a light, so they really are decent. But I wanted something that's more versatile as far as modification goes. So this is where Neewer came in now with these MS-150Bs. So first off, on the bag itself, nothing to write home about. Even the foam inserts, while it looks laid out nicely, very flimsy as far as foam goes. I've had more rigid foam before. However, this is now the Neewer light form factor, so kind of more like a brick, more compact compared to your traditional studio lights, a little bit more compact, quite lightweight. It is metal, which is a great thing. Just makes it feel a bit more high-end quality, makes it feel like it'll last a bit longer. There's a little cap on the front to protect the LED. Now that's something quite nice. These LEDs, one thing that put me off buying this was that some of the reviews stated that the LED is exposed. And so for me, that was kind of like, it's not going to last very long. But I see this must be a newer version, newer version, Neewer. Sorry for that bad joke. Anyways, so this has actually got a glass casing or glass cover over the LED protecting it, which is a game changer there. That was one of the things that was putting me off. So getting this now, I bought it with the expectation of having an exposed LED, which I don't. So already points there, which I didn't expect. It comes with this trusty little cable for your battery mount pack. So that's the other aspect of this. I suppose with the Zhiyun, you'd kind of like to take the light out, take the battery out, plug them together, and everything worked. This needs a little bit more construction. So you've got your pockets with your mains cable, and it comes with this mighty mount. This is now your mount. It acts as a handle grip as well as a stand mount. It also has a little clip on the front here, which is for your battery mount. I'll show you in a second. This just screws onto this. Same as the panel lights. One day I'll get there. There we go. It actually fits, locks in quite nicely actually, with the little holes in the bottom here. This handle locks in place, so it's not going to swivel, which is also really nice. That's awesome. And then you got your battery bank. So one of the things that I did read about, see, I see this as now a little knoppy on it, a little button. Yeah, so this is the other suspicious thing that was putting me off from the reviews I'd read, is that this didn't have a locking mechanism, so you ended up with a case just like these panel lights here, where the batteries could kind of just slide out. But I see they've obviously listened, and so they fixed the glass plate on the LED, which is fantastic, and they've also added this locking mechanism in here. Not a major development, but something so simple, and they took attention to it, and so these MPF batteries just click in there so nicely. So that's going to go nowhere. It takes 2 MPF batteries. There you go. And yeah, they're not going to go anyways. And then it's got this almost like a V-lock, a V-mount locking mechanism on it. So that will fit on the front of the light right there. Also just simple. And once again, it locks into place with this little button on the side there, also locking it in place. So that's really going to go nowhere. And with the design form factor of this handle, I'm just feeling it now, it's actually quite ingenious that it's offset, because it balances the light more. It's not like this one here where you had the handle on it, because the weight of the battery is tipping the whole time back. This is actually quite balanced, and that's a bit of a foot, so it doesn't necessarily have to be on a stand. A little bit front heavy, so maybe I wouldn't trust it too much. We'll check that out. So yeah, a bit of a foot, you can just put it down, balances quite nicely. Quite nice little dials, feels quite robust and solid. So locked in, you can just power it up. I guess you can plug this into here. These cables fit quite snugly into these ports, they're not going to come out either. There we go. And let's power this puppy on. Just like that, 100%. That is without a shield, so let's turn this off quickly. And I'm going to, so I was mentioning about the Bowens mount. That's, I guess, the only drawback they haven't fixed yet. You'll see this comes with a Bowens mount adapter, which is what people are complaining about. Let me just show you the strap of sorts, so I know what that's for. They're complaining that it comes with like a mini Bowens mount for some random reason. I know they're trying to keep the form factor low, but I mean, if you've got this in the bag anyways, let's fit onto here. And why not just, let's go pin, okay, release pin. Ah, what's all the hoo-ha about? That's quite, you can screw it into place, tighten into place. Doesn't seem like too much of a mission to mount that on. Yeah, I would have increased the form factor by that much. I suppose I could have just made it in the box like that. Would have made setting it up so much easier. One less step to set up. So I don't need the mount on, but I'm going to leave it on for the sake of this. This comes with this little mini, called mini B1 reflector. And from the reviews I've read, that this has actually got quite a hot spot on it. So it's more like a spotlight with this reflector on. We'll put a standard photography reflector on, it diffuses the light and just angles it a bit better. It's less of a hot spot and more evenly lit all over the place, which is something to consider. But now I have the Bowens mount form factor, which means I can, now this is interesting development. So I'll put this mount on and I can't get the light off. So let's turn that off. I have to loosen this adapter. So note to self, don't do this. Undo this. There we go. Now I have to release it on the top here and turn that there. There you go. So put one or the other on. Don't put both on. So we'll leave that off. So that's just puts in. Otherwise, you can't access this little clip to release the light. So that's an important factor. Yeah, the other thing this has on the back here, it's got mode and what is that? So this is your Kelvin output. So you can color temperature, the bicolor part, and it's got a nice wide range from 6500 all the way down to 2700 Kelvin. So significantly more than this one, 3200 to 5600. Well, I shouldn't say significantly, but a little bit more extra range in it, which works quite nicely. And then on this side here is your different modes, your different lighting effects. So you can change, I don't know what IMT is, frequency, etc., etc. Change the fan mode. It's currently set on high. And the output capacity. So this mode button is your main controls by the looks of things. So you can change your power output in increments of 1 all the way down from 100% right down to 0. So that's quite nice. Similar to the Zhiyun Molus ones, up to 100% again. So I quite like that. So as far as operational goes, it seems quite similar. Air actually gets expelled out above the lights. And it seems like below also. So it's got a heat sink. On the top, it pulls the heat away from the light, which is quite nice. Let's just check. I saw there was a fan mode here. It is currently on high, and I can really hear it. I mean, if I put it right next to the microphone, I can see some noise coming in there, but yeah, you can't do much. Phone calls. Anywho's, as I was saying before my mini interruptions, it's got 12 presets. I have to figure out, okay, I'm out the presets. So the Zhiyun Molus X100 only had, I think it was 3, and one was sound reaction. So this has got the sound reaction, it's got fireworks, it's got police car simulation, it's got candlelight, fire, TV, so 12 different effects this has as well, so which is a bonus. I think I've actually scored on this one as well. So other than it being a little bit more clumpy to the Zhiyun, which would have been ideal, because I don't really need all the effects all the time, but I think this has got more bang for its buck. Yeah, so I think this is a bit of a win. And on top of this, I got 2 of these to replace the 2 Zhiyun Molus X100s, and I still had change. When I say change, a bit of money. With the extra 1,000 Rand, I was able to get another 2 lights also, which would add to my versatility of what I can do, because they're a different type of lights. These are the Neewer LED sticks. So I've got a set of 2 of these also, which is fantastic. They come with 2 stands with power supplies. Even come with a remote, which is quite funky. I wonder if this remote is universal with these other new lights. I'll have to test that out and check, because I know that you can change the channels on these new lights. And this is the stick light. So they're quite plastic, but they're quite robust, and they also take MPF lights. So this actually adds to the ecosystem, in that I can use the same batteries in all my lights. Potentially they all speak the same language. This has also got a locking mechanism on it, or cook, don't break it. Tighten this handle of it. So the handle's not bad, I guess, does the trick. Sorry, phone call interruptions again. The worst when you're trying to do a review. So it's got it's not like a slimline, quite as chic as Godox. I think I've handled a Godox one before. They feel quite robust. So this is a little bit more, well, this is metal casing. I was going to say it's a bit more plasticky, but this feels like metal. The handle's plastic. Would have been nice if there was also a metal alloy of some sort. But it doesn't, it's not the end of the world. Let's power this puppy on. So that's quite awesome. It's 24%. Also Kelvin adjustment from 5600 down to 2700. Light power output 100% down to 10%. That's pretty cool. If I push this button, what is that? I don't even know what that is. That's pretty cool. Whatever that is, GM set. GM duration. Okay, let's go mode. Okay, there we go. Mode changes from Kelvin to hue. So in hue, it works. That's pretty funky. Hue works like the color wheel. So you're working on a radius of the color wheel. So working on degrees. So from 0 degree, which is red, all the way up to 360 degrees. If I change this, I don't know if you can see. I can't really see. Let me take the power down. Power down. Put it on me. Let's check and see. It's green. Okay, you can see the colors changing now. Yellow, red. Where are we at? 0. So let's take it up the other way. Greens, blues, purples, and back to red. Back to red again. So yeah, that's what funky. So this is my next thing. So I kind of set it up to use like a bit of a rim light on somebody. You can put it as an aesthetic, a functional light in shot as well. Give like a bit of a music video theme. I guess they use them a lot in there. And this also, I believe, has a whole bunch of effects. It's got a quick button also to jump in stages rather than have to scroll with the little dials at 1% at a time. You can actually just click for your Kelvin. Similar with the hues, I can quickly jump between colors at 60% intervals. That's quite cool. So that's my one. So I've got a set of 2 of these and a set of 2 of these for the price of just 2 Zhiyun Molus X100s. So I'm pretty sure it may not be the same build quality, but if it gets the job done, hallelujah. So I guess I'll do a review again in a couple of weeks or months. Since this is the last one was an unboxing of the X100s. This is now a review of the X100 and an unboxing of the Neewers. I guess hopefully I won't be doing a review of the Neewers and an unboxing of another set of lights. Hopefully these ones will do the trick. But yeah, these NPF 970 batteries are quite chunky, but apparently they'll last up to 2 hours on these LED sticks. So I want to do a test and see capacity wise how long the lights last, and yeah, we'll pop that in the comments and I guess in the description below, all the things, all the findings I have. But so far I'm quite excited. I'm not, I guess, overwhelmed because the X100 was my first choice. Those I already had my hopes on those, but yeah, maybe these will end up surprising me and being better than I expected. I'm keen for these 150s. I don't know why they call them the MS-150 when they're actually 130 watts. But yeah, with it being a hot spot on it, it'll make it perfect for stage productions. So I can light the stage production from further out. Apparently the output on these things is 50,000 lumens, whereas I think the Molus was only about 11,000. So more than double power output on these. So more power is always great, especially when you can take it right down to 0%. It gives a little bit more application to it. You aren't limited to it as well. So I'm going to reshuffle things, stick a softbox on these things and check it out, and we'll continue with a little bit of a review. Once I've figured out how all the stuff works, I might have to read the manual, the Dreaded Horrors, but we'll check how this works. So this little strap thing is actually the power pack holder for when you're running on mains. The power pack is quite hefty, so that makes more sense. One thing I'd like to know is why they don't make this extension little bit longer, like at least the height of the stand. So this can lie on the floor. That would just be, I don't know, it would just make sense to me. For some reason I make this external to the mains super long, and then this portion is like not enough to go up the stand. It's just... But anyways, you get a little strap with it that straps around the stand and holds this sucker. Let me check. So it's got, this just seems like extra work. Okay, so it's a Velcro thing, and that goes around your stand and in there, and then straps around the back this way and locks in place to hold your stand there, and then this opens up. That just seems like lots of work. It's solid though, it's a decent quality strap. It's like, will I take this off the stand once it's on? I don't know. It seems like the Molus little sacky thing that just hooks onto the, just seems a little bit, I don't know, easier. This seems to have to attach. Yeah. Anyways. Ooh. This is weird because your mains is coming out the bottom, which means you have to put this through here because this strap goes through the middle, which is where this goes. That's a little bit off. I want to put this through here like this, and that'll go through there, but then it's going like that and around and up, and this is going around and down. That's just weird. Okay, not perfect, but it is budget. It's within my budget, and so let's see what we can do. Check on the other side. Okay, so I've been fiddling around. Come with this. Last it comes with this little remote, and it takes 2 AA batteries, which don't come with. And it goes to auto sleep, I guess. It's got a little blue screen on it. So this basically adjusts all of the different modes. And you can adjust brightness 100%. And it's quite real time, quite quick. I don't know if you can see it on the screen there, but it adjusts literally instantly, so it's quite responsive. It's quite nice. I think this is better than the Bluetooth option. The Bluetooth on the Zhiyun Molus was nice in a room like a small room, but you get into more open spaces. I literally had to be on top of the light. For some reason it freaked out. It didn't really work so well on the app. So yeah, I believe the newer app also is a little bit clunky. It works well. Getting it synced the first time around is quite a mission. But once it's synced, apparently it works quite well. I haven't I haven't synced it yet. So I've got the 2 newer lights up. I've also discovered why they have opted for a smaller light, with a smaller reflector and a smaller bones mount on their light, because the handle form factor, I can't show you now, but the umbrella mount is like just below. It just clears this. So if this was any bigger, you wouldn't be able to get an umbrella in. So this has to get used if you're using an umbrella, which I've got on the right hand side here, on my right, your left. I've got a little softbox on my left here. So this one is powered at 100%. This one's 50%. Significantly stronger than the panel lights that I had up before. Softer light. You can see there's just no shadows anywhere. I haven't really done cinematic lighting anyway at the moment. I've just kind of mounted them, switched them on just to see how things go. So nothing fantastic. I've somewhat figured out how the effects work. A lot of playing around with it. I guess the next level would be to install the app on my phone and play from there. But overall, I'm chuffed. I'm quite excited about this. I think I'd like to put these other lights onto their stands. Quite small. I like the stands actually. They're very lightweight and I don't know if lightweight's the word to use. Thin, small form factor. So that's quite convenient. That works alright. A little bit skewed, it doesn't really sit flush on here. It's kind of odd. Mounts to the side. I would have thought it would be. Anywho, so yeah, I think the handle on this could have been metal. I mean, everything else is metal on this. The handle could have been metal. So that's my first quick evaluation assessment of that. Yeah, space-wise, I haven't got much space to set up all this nonsense here, so yeah, that's my aesthetic lighting. It's just, this bugs me. It's, you know, wobbly, it shouldn't. This is not, because the handle is kind of subpar, but the light itself does this thing. If I'm holding it, I feel happy. I feel happy with the light held. So this will be quite nice for night shoots for weddings. It's quite easy to handle and move around. With this being a funky mount like this, you can actually mount it in different positions. So if you're doing overhead lighting, that can also work. Let's pump up the power here. So we get a reflector room light on us. So once again, with it being a strip light, it works quite nice because it this mount is just horrendous. I don't like it at all. I saw one video where they say you must take this little plastic doppy off here. Let's try this and see. I don't think this is going to make a difference because it's a solid light inside it. Let's see. Oh, that feels so much better. Yes, take the doppy off. This thing is a piece of rubbish. Why? Why, Neewer, why? Okay, so that's, oh, I love my lights again. That's awesome. Okay, so we're going to put that like that, and we're going to put that up there. Oh, this is going to work out nicely. Okay, ideally, I'll put this behind me. So since I can't put that behind me, I'm going to sit in front of it. And get some nice rim light right there. And then I can play with my power. Let's go for a nice I want to make this a colour. Where's my colour? No, there we go. I don't see the colour. I want a colour. Goes up the intensity of the light. Ooh, saturation. That's what it is. Saturation. Let's make it really. Yes, now I'm seeing it. I'm feeling it. I'll take it back down to red. The saturation was down. That's why you weren't seeing it. Okay, now you should be able to see the red and stuff on my shoulders. That works for me. I don't like red. Let's go for a blue. Let's go. Purplish. Down this way. Blue. Up there. That's it. Great stuff. So saturation was down. That's why I wasn't doing this thing. Actually, quite a nice feeling remote. I like this. It's solid. Actually feels the most, ironically, the most solid part of the kit is the remote. It works. So that is that. It works. And I have another one because I can. And I have another battery because I can. Plug it in there. And it clicks in and it's on. Yes, I'm going to remove the sticker. I normally keep these stickers on my stuff because I just prefer my stuff to stay unscratched for as long as possible. There's this fat white label so you can't see the screen, which helps nobody anything. So this one's green. I don't really want green. So channel 9. Let's go to channel 1. And I can sync them together. I suppose you could change the channel individually, but we're going to do them together. There you go. They're both in sync now. Fantastic. I love it. Yeah, let's have the quality. Great stuff. Room light, top light, 4 lights. So this will actually work. And also, I was talking about the form factor of the Zhiyun Molus Okay, well this is a bit of an issue because that's quite a thick battery, but I do have thinner batteries somewhere in the box that are half the height. So you're putting that up against the ceiling, put this at a right angle on a mount, you could mount that pretty much flush with the ceiling. That would be awesome. So you can use it countertops too, under cupboard lighting. I just like the prospects of this. This is going to be awesome. So yeah, that's my unboxing. That's probably a long one again. No one's going to watch it to the end because no one cares about my feelings and emotions and how I'm playing with this. But for those that have been curious about lighting, the newer stuff, I see lots of unboxings and feature ads and stuff, but no real review of the light as such as yet. So I hope to be able to give you an honest review on it, on both of these setups, pretty soon once I've used them a couple of times. But so far I think I have some nice versatility. These strip lights, these LED, I don't know what you call them, sticks, I think are going to be quite a on the go kind of thing. It's small, just throw it in a bag, just lock it in there. I think you throw that in a bag and go wherever you want to go. I think this is kind of the future. It'll work for me. It does it. Okay, who knows what my next one will be, but have a good one. So welcome back. It's been a couple of days that I've been playing with the lights a little bit and getting to know them. So it's a correction. I read saw a review where they're talking about the lumens on these MS-150s being 55,000. It wasn't a review, it was a review on Amazon. Somebody typed it out. This guy supposedly did a whole bit of tests with a light meter and whatever, 55,000 lumens. Just visually, I don't know where he's getting those numbers from. The manual is claiming a max of 18,500 at a half meter away, or 63,000. Sorry, it's 185,000. My bad, I feel like Jacob Zuma here. 185,000 lumens at 0.5 meters away and 63,500 lumens. So now I'm still confused to how people work out lumens because, yeah, it's not a standard like a light bulb watts, because the Zhiyun one only claims I think like 7,000 lumens or something crazy, maybe 11,000. This is claiming like in the tens of thousands, and it doesn't feel nearly as bright somehow. Doesn't feel nearly as bright as what the Zhiyun was. I've got this one here mounted on a stand with a softbox. What's this, about a 54 centimeter softbox. The one on my right, just with the reflector it comes with, and it's only on 2%. The softbox is on 100%. So yeah. So lumens wise, I don't know if it's quite there, but we'll check and see how that goes in real world applications. So I've set the lights a little bit. I've got my LED stick lights, if that's what you want to call it. So my magic ones. So these I'm quite impressed with. These are fun to play with. They really are good stuff, and I'm so impressed with the remote, which I had somewhere. It actually looks very similar to the Godox remote, design-wise, buttons, quality. It's almost like they've stolen it from Godox. So this works fantastic with these lights. It's not compatible with the MS-150 lights. For that you need the app. And I mentioned previously that people had problems connecting with the app. So the problem isn't connecting the app to the lights. The problem is connecting or registering the app with their service. So I'm not too sure what registering it would do, but I've just logged in as a guest. To register, you have to put in an email address and it sends you a verification code, or it's supposed to send you a verification code, which you never receive. So maybe I'll try 2 o'clock in the morning when it's more their time, because for us in South Africa, during our daytime, nothing comes through. I think I've received one verification. That was like a day after I actually sent the verification, and it only lasts 10 minutes. So yeah, the good thing is logging as a guest. Like I said, I don't know what extra features you get, but you get full access to the app anyways. It does remember your settings, remembers your lights, so I'm not too sure what added features you get as a logged in user. All of the features, I can control the lights from here, turn off, turn on, everything works fine. It's got multiple presets in the app as well, so you can set up 2 different zones, quickly switch between them, so make it quickly slightly brighter or down, so you can have presets and then just load them in. In the app also it gives you information on the temperature of your lights, so to tell you at what temperature they're operating. So the app is actually quite decent, and you can control the effects and everything. And something I've noticed with a lot of LED lights, I was seeing the Godox versions also, while they are 2 to 3 times the price, they also have similar features, so they're starting to feel to me more like a Sony or a Nikon interface, in the sense that you've got menus with sub-menus and sub-menus have sub-menus. So it's nice in the sense that you can adjust everything exactly how you want it. So you can go into your effects, and then you can set the intensity of the effect, or the brightness, the power output of that effect. You can also set the frequency, so how fast the flashing happens, intensity. So you've got a lot more control over your set and how you want to run it. So that's fantastic. The MS-150Bs work on the app. The light LED sticks don't work on the app, they work on the remote. So the remote for me, the only qualm I have with the remote is it's very easily switched on. So I put it in the bag and stuff, it could easily come on by accident. The other aspect, as I mentioned earlier, was the mounting strap for the power pack. I'm going to turn off this light here and just bring this into frame and show you what I'm talking about here. So at first glance I was like, this is really stupid because you've got to strap it on and unstrap it, but I discovered it's got this little lever on it, and so it's actually a V-lock. It just simply, you push it and it slides off. And this is the other thing, when I got it, it's like this, the strap is on the wrong way. And so all your mount, your weight is actually on the lock, not held in by the V. So you push this, your back just falls out. So I restrapped it, that this lock is the other way around, so that when it actually slides in, you've got this V piece that actually locks into here. So the weight of it is actually in the lock. So that just makes more sense. So now you can just unlock it and go. So this is actually such a neat setup, such an ingenious little setup. I just wish they'd made this strap a little bit longer. I've extended it as far as I possibly can, so this brick feels as secure in here as possible. Otherwise it sits out and it kind of feels like it's dingle-dangling. So it would have been nice if this was actually able to strap the whole way around and bolt this in place entirely. So when you do take it off, you can just pack it away as is and just lock it straight back in again. Which is the other aspect. The bag still doesn't cater for a setup unit. There isn't space in the bag to take this off with the strapping on and slot it in here. It just wouldn't fit. So you have to kind of dismount everything and disassemble it, which is a little bit of a nuisance. But I must say I am quite impressed with the thought process that's gone into this. The whole setup of this light with the battery pack holder, that's just such a neat thing. Like, quick release on here as well. Somewhere I have it on. Yeah, that's supposed to release. That might be an interesting thing if it doesn't release, it's got batteries in it. Oh, it does, sorry, it's my intelligence level. Okay, so that's everything locks in, it's got little buttons that lock it in securely, so I love that aspect about it. So I'm actually quite impressed. As much as the light power output of the light doesn't feel quite as bright as the 100s, the build quality is fantastic. The other thing with the lights, I know they're trying to keep a nice small form factor. It's just a little bit out of view now, but I wish they had put a handle on this light, because every time I'm adjusting the lights, I'm so used to grabbing a handle here and adjusting it. Now I've got to physically grab the unit and then release it and adjust the angle of the head. So it just feels, you don't know where to grab it when you're adjusting. It just feels a little bit off, but I suppose it's just a matter of getting used to that. But yeah, those are the only gripes I had using it. I think I'm going to have a lot of fun in a real world scenario using this. It's going to really make my life a wonder. There we go, back on just like that. So yeah, those are my observations so far. On the LED sticks also, you can also change the intensity of the color saturation, frequency, outputs, all that stuff as well. So that's really cool. So far so good. I hope this reassessment of the lights and just kind of a midpoint evaluation of how it's going kind of contributes to your perspective and your decision making. I'm checking out the carry bags, both units for the light sticks and the MS-150s, and I'm like contemplating making a wooden frame to slot them around. I think that'll instantly make this such a more robust package. Just have a frame that goes around the outside of the foam. It'll just make it so much more secure. So that's what I'll maybe look into doing myself, is adjusting the packaging just to make it more secure, especially with the light ones. They are very plastic, especially this front panel. It's very thin plastic. It doesn't feel like it has much defense. If you push on it, you could damage the LEDs. So having that in your bag along with stands and stuff could be quite fatal for these lights. So that is my other concern. But like I said, early days, we'll see how that works out, how it pans out. So far I just want to give you an update that I think the actual design is quite ingenious. Yeah, so good times. Things are on the up. It's the first time I've bought lights where I started out disappointed, and I'm slowly getting convinced of their value. So things are looking good. I hope it continues to surprise me and impress me, and I look forward to showing you some content that I've created along with this. So already I've played with the lights a little bit, and you can see the effects are really decent compared to this starting out with just those panel lights just flooding everything. Actually using these lights, I'm able to modify them and get a look that I'm looking for, something unique and more cinematic. So that's the objective, and that's coming together quite nicely. So see you on the other side.